As an influential 15th century duke or duchess, you'll be leading your estate to prosperity in this classic title where you'll be earning points at every turn. So many points, but can you earn the most? The Castles of Burgundy is a beloved game from 2011, and this is a newer printing that contains several expansions and optional materials, including rules for team and solo play. But here we'll be focusing on the core game using the basic components for 2 to 4 players.
Or you could join me here at the table for one as we learn and play the solo mode for Castles of Burgundy. Hi, I'm Paula, and as you've probably figured out by this point in the video, today we're playing the Castles of Burgundy, designed by Stefan Feld and published by Aaliyah and Ravensburger, who helped sponsor this episode. Now, of course, Rodney has a how to play video for all the rules of the base game of Castles of Burgundy, but you know, that lovable Canadian rascal left us to discover the solo mode on our own, but not anymore. You are not on your own. I am here with you, and we are gonna learn this solo mode together. Now, if you don't already know how to play Castles of Burgundy, you really should go check out Rodney's How to Play video, because most of the solo mode is based on the 2-player version of the base game, with some changes here and there that I'm going to be teaching you today as we play. With all that being said, I guess it's time to dive in to this classic board game puzzle. Wish me luck. So here we are with the game all set up, well, almost all set up. There's a little bit of setup I'm going to do on camera with you. So most of the setup rules for the solo mode follow the setup that you'll do for the 2-player game. So I have our board here on the 2-player side. You know that it's for 2 or 3 players because it has some of these hexes marked with the number 3 for when you're playing a 3-player game. Also, of course, I have my 5 stacks of 5 goods, a smattering of hex tiles just haphazardly placed up here above my board. I have a player aid, a little bank of coins and workers, and then my player board. Now the solo mode player board is this one, it's 13A, and then the B side is a more advanced version of the game. So you'll see that here, it looks pretty different from the player board in the base game. You start with 1 silver coin and 2 workers, which I have stacked here. Just like in the multiplayer version of the game, you start with 3 random goods. These are the 3 I happen to have. And then of course you have your castle that you'll get to place on one of the dark green spaces on your board. I will pick that momentarily. I've got my dice. We'll be rolling the white die every time as though we're the first player every turn because we're the only player every turn, so we're always first. That's a benefit of solo gaming. So in the solo mode, you won't be earning any of the large or small bonuses for completing a color on your board. So I'm just going to use this area where those would normally go for my dice. Now we also have player markers here on the score track. The first one starts on the 0, and then we have one here at the 50. And I'm going to explain why that is in just a moment. So what's the goal of the solo mode of Castles of Burgundy? It's not just to score points. Oh no, it is to fill every single one of these hexes, all 37 of them, before the very end of the game, which is 25 turns. 5 turns, 5 rounds, 5 and 5, 25. Can we fill our entire board before the game is over? I don't know. That's what we're here to find out. So as we score points during the game, which for the most part will happen exactly the same as it does in the multiplayer version of the game, we'll be moving our marker along the board. And if we ever reach this marker here, we will reset to 0. This will come down to a new goal, 5 points lower, and we'll get to take an extra die action. So scoring points is going to help us take some bonus actions to fill up our board. Another difference in the solo game versus the multiplayer is we're not limited to 3 types of goods only. We can have as many good types as possible over here. Whenever we place a ship tile in our duchy, we'll have the opportunity to trade in 5 goods for a hex tile from our black market here, which we can essentially use as a wild tile. I'll show you more what I mean when that comes up in the game. So with all that being said, I think we're pretty much ready to finish setting up our board here. So first, I'm going to populate our hex tiles onto this board. Okay, we have all of our tiles on the board. Now you'll notice that the hex spaces marked with a 3 are empty because those are only used in a 3-player game. Now, of course, to start the first round, we'll take our round A good stack right here, and we'll place it out on each of our round spaces. Okay, now that that's all set up, we need to decide where we want to put our starting castle, because of course when we put a hex anywhere on our player board, it has to go adjacent to a hex we already have played out in our duchy. So we can put this here, 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 or here. So I'm going to start by putting my castle right here. This way I'll immediately have the ability to play down buildings, monasteries, or ship tiles because I'm adjacent to those different colors. So you also notice something, we have a lot of different little regions in our duchy here. They are all connected by our ships along this river. The only way to start filling in hex tiles into these areas, or these areas, or these areas is to first connect them along the river. So I'll need to play a ship tile here, then a ship tile here to begin to be able to start accessing this region of our duchy. So I'll tell you right now, my strategy for going into this is I want to try and complete everything in this little region as quickly as I can, because each one of these are single hex areas. When I complete an area, I'm going to score points for them, as you'll see here, just like in the multiplayer version of the game. For completing them in phase A, I'm going to get 10 points. Now, I'll only get one additional point because each hex area is only one hex. So that's just 1 point there, but that's 11 points. That's a pretty good score. I want to see if I can score as many of those points as I can in this first phase. So that's going to be my goal. That's what I'm going to focus on, and then I'll start focusing on branching out. Okay, so the first thing we do here is we're going to roll all. Dice hate me. We're gonna roll all 3 of our dice. Like I said, I'm gonna roll them right here, and then when I use them, I'll put them over here into my used dice area. Okay, so these are gonna be the dice I use for my dice actions, and this die tells us where we're going to put our good. So our first good right here is going to go in depot 1, right there. Now we remove 1 hex tile from that depot. From depot 1 and 4, you go left to right. From depots 2, 3, 5, and 6, you go top to bottom. So that means we're going to remove this building as though another player has taken it from us. The phantom goods depot player who's gonna thwart us at every turn, I'm sure. So bye. Now I get to do my dice actions. Okay, put that there to show that we've taken care of it. So I have a 3 and a 5. So let's just take a look here. I can take a tile from depot 3, which would get me livestock. Of course, this has 2 pigs, so if I played it into my duchy, I'll score 2 points for the 2 pigs. I have a tower here, which will score me 4 points as soon as I put it in my duchy. Or I can go to depot 5. I could take a mine, which is always good because that'll get me money at the end of the phase. So if this monastery were in my duchy, every time I would do the take 2 workers action, I could also get a silver coin. So that's pretty good too. Now where can I place any of those into my duchy? I have a 3. I could place a monastery. Oh, I could just immediately use my 5 to get this monastery and then use the 3 to go on and place it into my duchy, which I think I might do because I really like the idea of getting coins whenever I take workers. And to do that from the very beginning of the game seems like a pretty good thing to me. So I think that's going to be my choice. So I'm going to use my 5 to take this monastery from the number 5 depot. It goes into my key slot. And then I will use the 3 to place it right there into my duchy because the 3 matches that space in my duchy, and also it is adjacent to a tile I already have. Now I get points because I have finished this area. So again, it is just a 1 hex size area, so that's worth 1 point, which you can see here. And then because we're in phase A, that's 10 points. So that's 11 points I'm going to get right now. One other thing in the solo mode of the game is every time you earn victory points, you have the option to spend a coin to get more victory points. Each point is worth 1 silver coin. So that can be a way to get yourself closer to this goal marker to get that extra die action bonus. Something else to think about is when you get to this marker, you immediately reset to 0 and this moves 5 down. Any excess victory points go away. So let's say, for example, that I was on 45 and I gained 7 victory points. I would get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would come here. This marker goes to 45 and those leftover 2 points just go away. So if you can, you want to be a little bit strategic about how you hit this goal. Okay, so I was on point 11. Okay, that's the first turn. So now we do the second turn, which means we roll these dice again. I'll re-roll that. Okay. So now our goods right here goes into depot 6. Now, of course, we lose the top hex tile here. So that building goes away. We've taken care of that. So I have a 3 and a 4 now. I said my goal is to fill in this region as quickly as possible, so I think I'm gonna try and stick with that. I'm gonna use the 3 to get this tower, which, if I can pick it up, goes into my key area, and then I use the 4 to place it right here. That gets me 4 points. And then again, I've completed this single hex area, so I get 1 point for the hex and 10 points because that happened in phase A, so that's 11 more points. So I'm at 15 and 10 is 25 and 1 is 26. Feeling pretty good. Okay, next one. I'm fine, I'm good at rolling dice. It's fine, they're not spilling all over the place. So the 5, this good, will now go into depot number 5. We lose the mine, because again, we go from top to bottom. That's a little bit of a bummer. And that's taken care of. Okay, we have a 1 and a 5. Well, there's no hexes at 5, so I can't use the 5 to get anything from there. You know what I could do though? I could spend a worker, modify this 5 to a 4, because of course the worker modifies your die roll by 1 either direction. It can make it 1 more or 1 less, and the 1s and the 6s wrap around. So a 1 can become a 6 and a 6 can become a 1. So if I do that, then I can use this 1 to place it here. And now that'll let me get some goods. I kind of want more goods to build up though before I take ships, but I kind of need the ships. No, I'll do 1 ship, it's fine. Okay, or I could use a die action to get workers instead. Or I could sell a good. Okay, I've been doing a lot of hard thinking, which I edited out. So I'm gonna take the 5 and I'm gonna spin one of my workers to make it a 4 so that I will take this ship. That goes into my key spot. Then I'm gonna use this 1 to immediately place it here. So now that I've placed the ship, I can take all the goods in any depot of my choice. Right now they each only have 1 in them, so it might be good before we get another ship to let some of the goods build up a little so we can get multiple goods. But I think I will take this one because I already have 1 of that kind, and that means if I were to sell these, I'd get more victory points for it. Now this also gives me the opportunity to turn in 5 goods to take a tile from the black market, flip it over to its black side, and now this can be a wild that could go anywhere in my duchy. But I can't do that because I only have 4 goods. So I'm gonna put this back. But we do get some points for this, of course, because look, we finished a 1 hex area. So we get 1 point for the hex, 10 points for phase A, so that's 11 more points, so that's 37. We're getting pretty close to having a bonus die action. Now the last thing that happens when you take that good from the depot is all the other goods on the board go away. So these actually are removed from the game. That's the turn. It's time for the next one. We are coming up on the end of phase A real fast. Oh, ooh, 2 4s and a 1. Okay, so now this good goes into depot 1 from left to right. This ship now goes away. Phantom goods depot player. I think we will use this 4 to take this tower and put it in our key slot. Now we have that for later, and then I'll use this other 4. I'm gonna get workers. So turning that in gives me 2 workers. And because of this monastery, I get a coin. So now I have 2 coins, which means I could spend 2 coins to get something from this black market depot. It's almost the end of the phase, and when the phase ends, these will all clear and we'll deal out new random ones. So this is a good time to see if there's anything we definitely want out of here. I am particularly interested in this yellow monastery right here, which means that if we have this in our duchy, we can automatically modify the value of any tile by 1, which means it's basically like we get a free worker every turn. I kind of think that is worth spending the 2 coins on and getting, because we're gonna have so much more flexibility in what we can get if we basically have an automatic worker every turn. So I think I'm gonna spend the money and buy that. 2, I take this. This goes into a key slot because I can't place it in my duchy yet because I don't have any more dice actions. Okay, so now we will do our last turn of phase A. A 6 and 2 5, so this will go into depot 6. This livestock goes away, that's sad, 4 pigs. Can we fill in any more hexes in this region to get 11 points? I'm gonna try. 2 5s. Oh, I'm not set up to do this well at all. What was I thinking? None of these colors can go into this area. Got ahead of myself. I think I'm gonna use a bunch of workers to get some tiles down. So I think I'm gonna use 2 workers to make this 5 a 3. That's 2. And I will take this livestock with 2 pigs, and then I'm gonna use this 5. I'm gonna use my last worker, all my workers, to make it a 6, so I can place these pigs right here. So I get 2 points for there being 2 pigs on the tile, just like in the multiplayer version. And then of course I get my I finished this area bonus. So it's a 1 hex area for 1 point. In phase A, the last turn of phase A, so 10 points. So that is 11 points, which I think is gonna be just enough to get me that bonus die action before the turn ends. 9, 10, 11. It could not have been more perfect. So this resets to 0. This now moves to a new target, 45. So it's gonna be easier to get to this target as the game goes on. And we get a bonus die action. So the bonus action I'm gonna take is to take workers, because I spent them all. It'll be nice to have a few back. Maybe next phase I can have like a bunch of workers. So that's my bonus die action, and that ends the phase. So now we need to reset this board for the new phase. All the goods will stay in their depots, but all the hex tiles go away and get replaced. Great, so now we have the new hexes out. I'll put out the goods for the phase. Also, for any mines you have in your duchy, at the end of a phase you get a coin. I don't have any mines yet, which was an oversight. Oh, but I should have gotten a coin when I took these workers, because of this monastery ability. Boop. Okay, phase B, let's do it. Rolling a lot of doubles so far. So I have a 3, and that is the depot that this good will go into. Oh, I kind of wanted this sheep livestock, but this will go away. I would really like some goods to come out and be in the same depot, so I can take more than 1 good at a time when I place a ship. I'd like to finish this out, but I also need to get these placed. So I've got a lot to do here. Okay, 2s. 2 2s, what's in 2? A yellow and a green. Well, I like this. Oh yeah, okay, wait, here's what we're doing. We're gonna spin this 2 to take this castle. And then I'm gonna spin this other 2 to put the castle right there in a 2. I don't have to spend any workers or anything. Boop. Now I finished that 1 hex area. The 1 hex is worth 1 point. Now we're in phase B. The rest is worth 8 points. That's 9 points. Also, placing down a castle gives me a bonus die action. So I think maybe I'll take something I want. You know what I want? I'm gonna take this mine and put that in my key spot. Now, hopefully next turn I can get a 5 and place it down into my duchy, and then I'll have a mine, I'll be ready to go. Let's see what happens. A 3, a 1, a 2. Okay, so a 3. Oh, ask and ye shall receive. We have 2 goods now in depot 3, but we do lose this building. So I have a 1 and a 2. That's not the 5. Ask and ye shall not receive. I wanted a 5 to be able to place this mine. This is bad. I need to place... Why did I do this to myself? So I can't actually place any of the hex tiles that I have in my storage right now because I don't have enough workers to... Well, I could convert this 1 to a 5 with 2 workers because I can make it a 6 and then a 5. That would be all my workers. And then I could place the mine, which might be worth doing. But I can't place either of these yet because first I need to connect to those regions with another ship. and I don't have another ship, and my storage is full. I can't take another hex onto my duchy because there's no storage to put it in. What I could do though is get workers and sell a good. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my 2 to get workers. I get 2 workers. And then because of this monastery, I get a coin for getting workers. Now I have a 1, and I'm going to spend 2 workers I just got to make it a 5, because 6 and then 5, so 2 workers. And then I'm going to place this mine right here into my duchy. And I have finished a 1 hex area. And it's phase B, so that's 8, so that's 9 more points, putting me on 18. And my goal of having this all completed has happened. Now, is that going to help me get the rest of this done in the next 18 turns? I don't know. We're going to find out. All right, we really got to get some ships this turn. 5, so this jewelry goes into depot 5, and this building goes away. A 1 and a 2 again. I'm going to spend my 2 coins to take this ship from the black market depot and put it here into my key storage. Then I'm going to use 1 worker to convert this 1 into a 6, and I'm going to put that ship right here. That's another 1 hex size area that's now complete. So I'm going to get 9 more points. 9 times 3 is 27. And then I get to take the goods I want from a depot. I'm going to take these because there's 2 of each. All the rest go away. So the depots are cleared. And now I have the opportunity to turn in 5 goods to get a tile from the black market depot that I can turn into a wild. And I think I'm going to do that. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 right here. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to spend all 5 of these. What is wrong with me? These goods were not happy about being moved. They're explosives. No, I promise it's just clothing and furniture. There's no explosives in there. So now I get to take one of these tiles, and I'm going to take this ship, and that flips over to its black side. This is now a wild, which means it can be any color I want in my duchy. It's not going to get me the reward of, say I put it here in this blue spot. It's not now a ship. I don't get to do the ship reward, but it does let me fill an extra hex in my duchy, which I need to do before the end of the game. My storage is full, so I can't really take any more tiles. I think I'm going to use this to get some workers. So I get 2 workers, and I get a coin because of my monastery, and that's going to be my turn. Okay, so this good goes into the 4. We do this from left to right, so this ship goes away. And now we have a 2 and a 5. I'm going to use a worker and turn that 5 into a 4 so that I can take this tower and put it right here into my duchy. That gets me immediately 4 points. Now, something that we need to remember is that you cannot have duplicate buildings in the same area. So I cannot put another tower here. I have to put a different building right there. But it's okay if you have duplicates in your duchy, they just can't be in the same area. So now I have this 2 left. I could place this down right here as a wild. I won't get any livestock points for it, but I will complete that area and get 9 points for it being phase B in a 1 hex size area. So I kind of think maybe that's the thing to do, open up some storage space. So I'm going to use this 2. I'm going to place this wild right here. So I've now completed this 1 hex area. I'm going to get 9 points. That puts me on 40. I'm only 5 away from getting another bonus die action. Ooh, we only have 1 more turn this phase. Let's roll these dice. Okay, a 5, so this goes into 5 depot. There's nothing here. We've already gotten rid of all these hexes, so we go around clockwise. So now we go to depot 6 and we'll remove this building. A 4 and a 3. I really would like to get this monastery down into my duchy because I really want to be able to modify the value of a die by 1 anytime I take a hex tile off the board. That's going to be so powerful, but I'm just not set up to be able to do that yet. I'm going to use this 4 to take this market building, When that gets placed into my duchy, I will be able to take a green or blue tile from the board. I'm gonna use this 3 to get workers. I need more flexibility with my dice rolls here. So now I'm gonna have 4 workers. That's pretty good to start with. And I get a coin for that, again, because of my monastery. That's the end of the phase. So let's clear the board and reset it. Okay, our board is reset and ready for phase C. So the last thing we need to do before we can start phase C is get a coin from our mine, and now we're ready to go. Oh, y'all, we got a lot of work to do, I think, to fill in all these spaces. Well, first, let's just see where the goods go. Okay, that goes into Depot 1. This building goes away. So we have a 5 and a 4. I think I want to try and get this mine here with my 5 because there's only one mine that comes out on the board every round, and I really need them. So I'm going to spin this 5 to take this mine. It goes into my storage. I'm then going to spin this 4 and a worker to be able to place my mine right here. Now this is a single hex area that I have now completed, so that is worth 1 point, of course, we know that by now, and phase C, 6, so that's 7 points. Here's that example I was talking about earlier. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I lose the excess 2 points, I come back here, but this point marker goes down to 40, and I get a bonus die action, which is pretty great. I think I'm going to use that to place something onto my board. Or do I want to take, yeah, you know what? Oh, yes. Oh my gosh, I know exactly what to do. So I'm going to use my bonus die action to place this building right here onto my board. This market now allows me to take any blue or green tile from the board and put it in my storage. And I want to start being able to connect to all of these rivers. So I'm going to take this ship tile. Now I have completed this area. It is a 2 hex area, so that is going to be worth 3 points plus 6, that's 9 points. Making my way, filling things in, doing my best. Okay, that's the end of that turn. So let's do the next one. More doubles. I'm rolling so many doubles. So a 6, so this good goes into this depot. This building goes away. We've not once been able to get whatever building was in that hex spot. We have 2 3s. I want to get this on my board so bad. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna spin this 3 and 1 worker to get this castle, which goes here. Hey y'all, editor Paula here popping in to say that's cheating, what I just did. Did you see? I took a tile from a depot and I just immediately put it in my duchy. You're not allowed to do that. I didn't even realize I had done this until just now when I was editing. So I am sorry for accidentally cheating. I did not mean to. But look how happy I am later about how good this turn was. Let's not take that away from me. We all deserve a little happiness in this world. I'm sorry. That is a single hex area that is now complete, so that's worth 1 plus 6, so that's 7. And I get a free die action. So my free die action is going to be to place this monastery onto my board right here. That now means that any hex tile I take from the board, I can modify my die value by 1. I have basically an auto worker for taking hex tiles from the board. It also completes a single hex area, which is worth 7 points. Now I still have this die to use because that was a bonus die action from placing down this castle. So I'm going to spin this 3 now to place this ship here. I can now be connected potentially this way to these. This is another single hex area that I've completed, which is worth 7 more points. I also get to take goods from a depot. None of these are great options for me right now. It kind of doesn't matter. So I will take this jewelry because I don't have 5 goods to turn in to get a tile from the black market to be able to flip over and use as a wild. I only have 2 goods, so we won't be doing that. So now we're gonna do the next turn. Okay, 5, this goes into depot 5. This monastery goes away. This would have made our workers worth 2 instead of 1. But that's okay, because we've got some other worker stuff going on. Now we have a 5 and a 3. We have nothing in our storage. We cleared it out finally. So let's see what we've got here. Nothing in our 5. We have a bunch of stuff in our 3 though. Okay, so I'm going to use this 3 to take this building that goes into my key storage, and then I'm going to use this 5 and 1 worker to make that a 6, so I can place this right down in there. Now this building is a warehouse, and that lets me sell goods as like a bonus action basically. I only have 2 and I'm kind of torn. Should I be holding on to them and stocking up to get 5 for when I place down ships, or should I just sell one and get a point for it? I think maybe I, at this point, just take the points and try and get myself closer to this marker to get the bonus action. So I will sell, because I've had it the whole game, this peanut butter, honey? I don't know what it is. So to keep track of what I've sold, I'm just gonna flip it over and keep it right there. And that is worth 1 coin. And then 2 points for every good you've sold. You can only sell goods of one type. That's why I can't sell both of these. I can only sell goods of one type. And I only had 1 good of that type, so I'm only gonna get 2 points from it. Okay, next turn, and don't let me forget. I basically have a free worker whenever I take a tile from the board. I'm gonna forget. Okay, this good goes into the 1. This ship goes away. A 5 and a 6. What have we got? What do we want? I don't want this to go away. I'd like to be able to get this monastery. So one thing that's different in the solo game versus the multiplayer version is normally this sort of a monastery would score you 4 points for every market in your duchy at the end of the game. But in the solo mode, you put this down and you score those points immediately. So if I were to get this in my duchy now, it would be worth 4 points because I have 1 market in my duchy. I would like to get it at some point, but I'm worried it doesn't make sense this turn, and I am worried it's going to end up going away before we have a chance, but we'll see what happens. Okay, but I have a 5 and a 6, and I need to use them now. I need to figure out what I want to do. You know what I think I should do? I kind of feel like I should start connecting up here. I think I'm going to spend 2 coins, and I'm going to take this ship from the black market. That goes into my key storage, and then I'm going to spend this 5 and a worker, because this is only good for when I take tiles from the board, not when I place them in my duchy. I'm gonna take this ship, I'm gonna put it right here. That is going to get me points for finishing that area. That is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are 1 away. I'm gonna spend a coin for an extra VP to get us here, which will put us back here at 0. This goes down to 35. We will now get a bonus die action. But I want to finish resolving this first. We can do these actions in whatever order we want. So what I get in addition to this, of course, is I get to take goods from any depot I want. I'm going to take from here because there are 2. These all go away. I still don't have 5, so I won't be trading anything in for a wild tile from the black market, but I'm closer to it now, so that's something. Then I will do my bonus die action from having met the victory point marker. So for my bonus die action, because I still have the 6 left, I'm going to take this building as my bonus die action and put it in my storage. Then for my 6, I will use a worker to make that a 1. And I'm going to put this building right here. Now, this ability, when you place this building in your duchy, means you get to take another building tile from the board. There aren't any. You can't take them from the center black market. So I won't get that bonus, but I am filling this area right here. That is a 1 hex area completed, which is worth 7 points. Okay, we're making some progress here. We're filling things in, things are happening. We have 1 more turn this phase. So let's see what we can make of it as I destroy my duchy. Godzilla comes in. That's a different game. That's the King of Tokyo Castles of Burgundy mashup that no one's asked for. Can you imagine? Okay, this goes into Depot 1. There's nothing. It happened. The thing I didn't want to happen happened. This is going away because there's nothing in Depot 1. So we go clockwise to Depot 2. This is the tile that gets removed. Oh, 4 points per market tile. We barely knew ye. We are low on tiles here at the end of the round. All right, well, I'll spin the 6 to get this livestock into my storage. And then I'm going to spin the 5 to get workers. That's the end of phase C. We're gonna reset everything for phase D. Okay, our board is set up for phase D, so we will do our very last thing, which is to take a coin for each of our mines in our duchy. We have 2. So we now have 2 coins. So total of 3 to spend. Look at what happened here. 3 market buildings came out. That's some bad luck, I say. That's not a lot of variety. Doubles again. Is there a doubles count? Paula, put up a doubles counter. That's me telling myself that for when I'm editing later. Did I do it? So we have this 3, so our good goes into the 3rd depot. We lose this livestock. We don't have very much in the way of livestock here at all. 2 5s. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna spend this 5 using this ability to turn it into a 6 to get this market, which I will put just here. Then I'm gonna spend this 5 using this ability to make it a 4 to get this ship into my storage so I can start filling things out here. My storage is full, so next turn is gonna be all about getting tiles into my duchy. A 6. This was doubles again. So this goes here and this livestock goes away. Poor livestock. I have a 6 and a 2. Yes, okay, great. I will spend my 2 and this market is going to go here, which fills in this area. It's an area of 2 for 3 points. We are in phase D for 4, so that's 7 points. That'll put me on 14. And then I get to take a green or blue tile of my choice from the board. Guess I'm taking a blue tile because all the green ones have been wiped. So here's another ship. Now I have a 6. I'm going to use a worker to make this 6 a 1 so I can place a ship here. That is a hex area of 1 for 1 point plus 4, so that's 5. That puts me on 19. I also get to take from a depot. None of them have 2, so I'm still not gonna have 5 to be able to turn in for a wild. I don't think I've managed this as well as maybe I could have. Maybe? What do you think? Let me know. I will take this one so that I've got a doubled up situation here, and then these clear off the board. Oh, 1 more ship and I'll have finished the color and I'll get a color bonus. Again, it won't be a large or small bonus like in the multiplayer game. I'll basically get to take a tile from the black market and just put it onto my duchy. It's great. We should do that. We should make that happen. Okay, this goes into depot 3. This market goes away. That's okay. We kind of have an influx of markets anyway. And we have a 1 and a 6. So with this 1, I'm going to take this warehouse building. And then with this 6, I'm going to play that warehouse right here. Now this allows me to sell goods. I'm just gonna sell goods. I'm not doing a good job of getting 5 of these anyway, and I only have 1 more shot at it. I'm just gonna sell these for the points and the money. So I'm gonna sell these 2 clothing goods. That will get me 1 coin and 2 points for each of those, so that's 4. Next turn. 6. This good goes here. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. This building, or this monastery, excuse me, goes away. I have a 4 and a 1. Yes. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Oh, this is great. Okay. Okay. I'm going to spend the 4 and a worker to place this ship, my last ship, down into this 3. That lets me take goods, of course. I'm going to take this red one because I haven't had red yet. And then this clears off the board. This, of course, finishes the single hex area, which gets me 1 point for 1 hex, 4 for it being phase D, so that's 5 more points. That puts me on 28. And this has now completed a color. All my blues are filled. So I now get to take a tile from the black market and place it in my duchy. I'm going to take one of these livestocks with 4. Do I want sheep or do I want cows? Let's take sheep because they're cute. So I follow the other rules for placing this. It needs to be adjacent to a tile I already have down, but luckily I have 3 available. I'm going to put it down here in the corner. I get 4 points for those sheep. Now I have this 1 left, which I'm going to spend to put these goats right here. This will get me 3 points. These are different livestock. If these were the same livestock, if these were 3 sheep, I'd score these sheep and these sheep again, which would be great. But actually, it kind of doesn't matter because I would lose some of those points anyway, because we're about to reset our point marker. So it's kind of okay. I get 3 points. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. It's a beautiful moment. This resets to 0. This now goes to 30, and I get a free die action. I'm going to take this. My free die action is going to be to take this monastery tile from the board. When I place this into my duchy, it's going to get me 3 points for every color I've completed. Right now it's only blue, but that's still 3 points. So I'm just going to hold on to that for now. That's my bonus die action for having reached the point marker. Okay, that's a pretty good. Okay, I feel like that's a pretty good turn. So last turn of phase D, and then we are in our last phase. I have a lot of tiles to fill. This goes into depot 1. There's nothing here, so this castle goes away. That's okay. I have a 3 and a 4. I'm going to spin 2 coins, and I'm going to buy this livestock from the black market. That goes into my storage. I am now going to use this 3 to get 2 workers. Will this be enough? Yes, it will. Now I'm going to use this 4 and those 2 workers I just bought to turn that into a value 6. So that I can place this livestock right here for 4 more points. Again, it's a different kind of livestock, so my points aren't going to stack. So be it. 4 more points for cows. Then I finished this area. This is a hex area. This is a hex area of 3, so it's worth 6 points for finishing it. We're in phase D, that's 4 more points, so that's 10 points for finishing that. That puts us on 14. 1 more livestock and we finished green. Ooh, let's work toward that. That'd be great. And then we could try and put this down and then we'll score 6 points. Okay, new goal, work toward this livestock. That's the end of the phase. Oh my gosh. I don't know if we're gonna do this. Okay, let's reset the board for the last phase of the game. Okay, last phase of the game all set up. Let's take coins for our mines, and that is 1, 2. Oh, I've been forgetting to take coins every time I took workers. Well, deal with the consequences. You forget to take it. It's too late to retcon that now. So I'm just poorer. 5 more turns to fill in. Let's see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 tiles in 5 turns. I have to average more than 2. Oh no. That goes into 6 and this building goes away. I need to be putting down tiles, like multiple tiles every turn to make this happen. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. I'm going to use this ability to make this a 2 to get this castle. And then I will use this 3 and a worker to put the castle here, which gives me points because I've completed that area. It's 1 hex, it's phase E, so that's only 2 more points. So we only get 3 total. And then we get a free die action. Oh wait, we have finished this, we finished that color. So we get to take something from the black market and just put it in our duchy. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I really want to work toward this. Okay, so I'm going to take this church, I'm going to put it here in my duchy right there. And then when you take a church, you get to take a yellow, green, or gray tile from the board into your storage. Okay, I'm going to use the church ability to take this mine. And then I'm going to get my bonus die action. And the bonus die action I'm going to do is to play. Yes, okay, I'm going to chain some stuff together here. Watch what's going to happen. Now for my bonus die action from when I placed my castle here, I'm going to put this mine into my duchy right there. That completes that area, which gets me 1 plus 2 points, so that's just 3 more points. That puts me on 20, but that also now completes all of my mines. There's no more mines, so that is a completed color, which means I get to take another tile from the black market and put it in my duchy. 6. Okay, this is suddenly becoming much more doable because here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to take these sheep and I'm going to put them straight into my oh, I can't place that there. Oh no, how? Oh no, 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 don't do this to me. I can't place it there yet. Oh, I thought I was gonna be so smart, but I can't place it there because nothing connects it. Oh, that hurts. That's unfortunate. Oh, I really want to be able to take this and just put it here, and I can't because it's not connected to anything yet. So that's not following the placement rules. So there's nothing I can take here that can be placed. So I won't get that bonus, which is unfortunate because I really need to be getting as many tiles down as possible every turn. But that was still a pretty good turn, and I'm happy to have completed that. So we will call it a win all around. And we will roll the dice and take our next turn. Pretty good opening to phase E, all things considered. Okay, so this goes into 4. This ship will go away, which is fine because we have all of our ships. We have a 1 and a 6. Can we get this dealt with? Okay, I have no workers. Oh, ooh. Okay, yes. I'm going to use this ability here to make this 6 a 1 to be able to take this bank. And then I'm going to use this 1. Do I want to put it there? Or do I want to get some workers and place it down next turn and then be able to chain off of it some more? I think that's what I should do. I'm gonna wait. So I'm gonna use this 1 actually to get workers. That's gonna get me 2 workers plus a coin. I remembered. And so hopefully that will allow me next turn to be able to place this down. I'm hoping here and then spend some coins to get some livestock from here to put in here and then try and get this place down. Ooh. I don't know. Will the plan come to fruition? Who knows? Let's roll and see. Okay, this goes into depot 5. This building goes away. That's okay. Now we have a 1 and a 5. Oh, perfect. Okay, so this 5 I'm going to use, I don't even need to use the workers for that, to put this here. And then that is going to get me 2 coins. Then I'm going to spend 2 coins that I just got to get these sheep that I wanted before that go in my storage. And then I'm going to use this 1 to place the sheep here. That's worth 4 points for the sheep. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I finished this green hex area, which is 1 hex, 1 point, phase E, 2 points, that's 3 total. Ooh, I'm really close to resetting this. I might do that. Now I finished a color, it's green again. I finished that color, but again, I can't take one of these from the black market and place it straight into my duchy, unfortunately, because I don't need these colors in my duchy. There's nowhere to put them. I have 7. Yeah. Oh, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it. What I will do is spend 3 of my coins to buy more victory points from when I was moving up here. Okay, so I just gained my victory points from my sheep. And so I'm gonna spend 3 coins to go 1, 2, 3 to reset that. So that goes here and this goes down to 25. I get a bonus die action and my bonus die action is going to be to put this monastery right there. I get points for finishing that hex area, that's 3 points. And now look, I get 3 points for every color I've completed on the board. That's actually, I've done a lot of colors now. So I've completed blue, I've completed dark green, I've completed light green, and I've completed gray. Blue, dark green, light green, gray. So that's everything except yellow and brown. So that's 4 times 3, that's 12 more points. So that puts me at 15. That's only 10 away from being able to reset my points marker again and get another bonus die action. I need everything I can get right now. Okay, 1. This goes away. I have a 2 and a 5. I have nothing in my storage. Okay, I'm going to, let's see if this is good enough. I'm going to use my 5, using this ability to make it a 4, to take this warehouse. I don't have a warehouse in this area yet, which means I can put it there. So I'm gonna use the 2 to put the warehouse here. That finishes that area. That's 3 hexes, so 6 plus 2 is 8. Oh, I'm so close. I am 2 away. And then I can sell goods because I placed down a warehouse. Oh, yes, and this is gonna get me 2 points. So I will sell this good for a coin and 2 points, 1, 2. So this resets, this comes down to 20. I get a bonus die action for meeting my points marker. So I think, what should I do? I'm running out of tiles. I don't even know if I have enough tiles to be able to do this. I don't, I only have 1 yellow. Oh, I need, this is why you need to get those wilds. Oh no, there's nothing I can do. I think I'm about to lose. I'll take this as my bonus. So this goes into 6. This livestock goes away. I have a 1 and a 5. So this can be a 6 or a, how many works do I have? 4. It's a 4 because of this, and then I can spend 2 workers to make it a 2 to take this monastery. And then I'm gonna spin this 1 to place down this town hall here. That finishes that area, so that's worth 3 points. Then that allows me to place a yellow tile from my storage onto my duchy. You can see here. So I will place this here. It's too little too late, really. I'm not gonna be able to finish out these 3, but this will give me 4 points for every town hall I have. I think that's my only town hall. So that is just 4 points. Puts me on 7. And that's it, that's the end. 3 tiles short. I messed up, I didn't get enough yellows out here to make that happen. But I was on a roll that really, if I had had some different tile options here, I would have been able, there are 2 tiles from the black market to place on my duchy for completing colors that I didn't get to take advantage of because they weren't here in the middle. So if I had, let's say I had, I'd still be 1 short now. So I still wouldn't have made it, but that was pretty close. Well, that's it. Thank you so much for watching this playthrough of the solo mode for Castles of Burgundy on today's episode of Table for One. Don't forget to check out the how to play of Castles of Burgundy that Rodney's made that goes over all of the rules for the base game, that multiplayer version. If you enjoy playthrough videos like this, make sure to check out our Game Played series hosted by Monique and Naveen right here on this channel, where they go head-to-head in 2-player games. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, go on and give it a like and maybe leave me a comment. Let me know what you think, or if you've taken a whirl at this solo mode yourself, or if you have any rules questions, Rodney and I are happy to try and get in the comments and help get you some answers. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, now is of course the perfect time to do that. Go on, hit that button, and make sure you hit the bell so you get notifications whenever I have a new episode of Table for One ready for you. And until then, thanks for watching.